Hello, this is Paul Cheney and welcome back. In this video we're going to style the content, which is a review, so we're not going to waste a lot of time typing code there. But then we're going to focus on the pieces that make these multiple columns work when you're jumping between different sizes. So let's start by going to the phone default. Here I have content. I've set a minimum height and a background color. In my document, I have H1s, I have H2s, I have paragraph tags, I have an unordered list. All of that stuff you should be able to style in your sleep. So here it is. Here's my H1. It's got size color padding. I've got my H2 size color padding, H3 paragraph, anchor links, strong if I use it, it's 600 weight, and my list items. So that should all be a review for you, and here is the results. Phone, tablet, desktop. At this point, no rows, and there's absolutely no space between the content and the edge here. Now, you might say, well, why didn't you put padding around the content? Well, it's because when I stack these three up, I want to actually put it on the article tag, not on the content tag. Otherwise, I'll have a double space showing up. So, content. This is the wrong way to do it. Margin. Actually, let me show you the wrong way here in a second. Let's first of all go to the desktop and let's make these columns work correctly. And then you can see why we're doing it this way. So we've got content here. Now, so let's come down underneath this. We'll do columns. And it's div.row space article dot call 33. Okay, so there's the class I assigned to the article, and there's the class I assigned to the row. What we want to do is have these a width of 33.333%, so that's 1/3, and we want to float them to the left. Now, remember, we are in desktop, so only on desktop will they go to 33% and float to the left. There they are. Okay. Notice that everything's smashed, smashed, smashed. Now, if I were to do the wrong way, go to the phone, and I'd come in here and I'd say, oh, well, the content has to have some space around it. So let's do padding of top and bottom and 2% for the left and right. That will bring everything in beautifully. And it does. That looks great. That looks great. This stinks. Okay? So then you say, I got to have some space between these three articles. So I'm going to go to my desktop, and I'm going to put padding, none on the top and bottom, 2% on the left and right, and that should spread those apart. Sure enough, it does, but it also double indents here on the outside edges, which is not what I'm looking for. So that's why we can't do it that way. So we don't put it there, and we don't put it there. Instead, we go to content article, and we put it there. There. Now we have a nice consistent left, a nice consistent right, and a margin between these that matches. Now I've got some more work to do, right? We've still got some spacing issues with our H1s and H2s. That's because what I need to do is go into my article, and instead of 0 right there, I need to put 0.5 em. That should push it away a little bit. Give some space there and some space there. I also need to talk to my images. This image has a class, has a width of 50. So on the phone, we'll have a W50 is actually going to go full width, 100%. Remember, I create these classes based on my desktop view, but I code them in the CSS. So something that's will wind up on a desktop of 50% is going to be 100% here. And then I'm going to do some cool stuff to my fig caption. So if I come here to my phone, hit refresh, that image is now 100%. Now let's go to the tablet version of it. Tablet, I want to be 70% of the width and 30% for the content. So same thing. Figure W50, width is now 70, margin left 2%. That should kick it away a little bit, give me a gap between here, there's my 2% left, there's my 70, and there's that. And I'm going to go to desktop. That thing is way too big. So I'm going to do the same thing, but drop it to 50%. So go to desktop, we'll find our images section, which doesn't exist yet, but it's after the footer. Oh wait, I got these out of order. I actually want this up there, and then my images. So now I've reduced, as expected, an image as a W50 or width of 50 is now actually 50%, which was the whole point to begin with. Boom, there it is. So, there's our image, image, image. One column, 3 columns. Everything looks spaced and padded correctly.